friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. Welcome to Wonderful Wednesday. This is a weekly series that I do here on my YouTube channel where I share a free tutorial and we follow a little monthly schedule. The first Wednesday of the month is our tag of the month. The second Wednesday is our banner, then our card, then our Wind Back Wednesday, where I dig back into my stash and use older products. And if there's a fifth Wednesday, we do a home decor project. So this is the second Wednesday in February 2025. It's time to make our banner of the month. And we're going to be using Graphic 45's brilliant Season to Celebrate collection. We're going to be working with the spring papers so that you will have your banner ready for the month of March. So we have the 8x8 spring floral and the 8x8 spring cut apart. These beautiful shades of kind of a pink and a sort of a, it's not really lavender, but it's a really pretty purple, and then pops of green and cream and even a little yellow. I love this little yellow bird. I have one sheet of the 12x12 floral and one sheet of the 12x12 cut apart, which has this patterned paper on the back. And we may use some of this. And then from the patterns and solids, I have these two sheets of the pink, the stripe, and the vines. And I have our sticker sheet that has some really pretty elements that go with this month. And then I pulled from the chipboard a few little frames that I thought would look cute together. I may do like a stacked frame. I like doing that. This wonderful little ribbon slider, postage stamps, teacups. I love this one with the tulips. A little ticket, some sentiments, this sweet little bird, some floral bits, and then the journal cards. I've got the 2 March journal cards. We may use these, we may save these for something else. We'll just see what we do. Another little floral frame, a little floral tag, and some more bits and bobs. I just went through and pulled from the die cut ephemera pieces that I thought would work well. Here's a pretty little chipboard tag. I don't think I'm going to use all of these, but I like to pull them out so that I have options. And then I went into my Rene Bouquet goodies and I found this darling tea image, a pretty teapot, some pink butterflies, and I'll link to all of these things on my blog and put a link to my blog in the description box below. This sweet little girl on a swing and this sweet bird wreath, which is one of my favorites from her and goes really well with this month. So again, I'm not by all means going to use all of those, but I pulled them out as options. And then for tags, I've got 2 of the ATC tags. I'm all out of ivory, so I'm going to paint the edges of these with cream. I have 2 ivory tags, square tags, and then we're going to die cut. We're going to use the pocket from the Graphic 45 dies. This makes a really pretty little pennant. You just cut the sides off, and this can even be a layering piece. So we're going to play with that. Of course, I'm going to use my Square Tags die, my ATC die, and my Eileen Hull House Pocket Stitchlets die. This makes the most beautiful. This is going to be our center banner. So my thought is it'll be laid out like this in the center, these on either side, and then these on either side of that, and these little ones on the end. I think it's going to be real pretty. So I'm going to do some die cutting of my patterned papers, and I'm going to stitch onto ribbon, which I haven't picked yet. I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to use, but I'm never sure until the absolute last minute. And then I'll be back, and we'll take a look at the finished banner, and then I'll show you how to put things together step by step. Sound good? Stick around. It's Wonderful Wednesday. thought you might like a little peek at what we're making. This is a beautiful 7-pennant banner. It's about 5 feet long from tip to tip with the ribbon streamers on the end. I've used some Rene Bouquet's beautiful board and all these gorgeous ribbons and lace and little tiny teapot charms. It's hiding down here, little butterflies from Rene Bouquet's. Her beautiful board, of course. So pretty. And it comes together very quickly. So if you want to stick around and learn how to make this banner, the tutorial comes up next. All right, friends, I have die cut my liners for my banners using the Patterns and Solids. This is the back of the 8x8 cut apart. This is my center pennant, so I wanted it to stand out a little bit, but you can see I've done the cute vines on the square tags and the stripes on this shaped tag, and then the back side of the floral pattern on our little ATC tags. And I did paint the sides of the ATC tags because they were craft. I painted them with white. So I like to start with my center pennant because it's the anchor and it kind of sets the tone. And what I did was I fussy cut around some of the sentiment panels in the 12 by 12. And we're going to, let me get my glue ready to go here. I want to use this. I've done this in a couple of different places and I really like the way it looks. The cut apart sheet in the 12 by 12 is beautiful, but everything is a little bit big for a banner. So this is how I remedied that. This I just will glue down right here. And then here's that sweet Rene Bouquet's chipboard, beautiful board. And I'm going to put some foam tape on the back of this on our center panel. And this is going to be pretty much all that we have there because there's a lot going on. And I don't want to overwhelm this sweet image. So these are going to go right here, just like that. So cute. All right, and then this is from the die cut ephemera. I'm just rounding this by pulling it between my thumb and my index finger. I'm going to put a tiny bit of hot glue on each end. And then this is going to go down right here, just like that. Okay, and that's all I'm going to do there. That's a simple one. All right, let me get set up for these two and I'll be right back. Okay, let's do this panel to the right of the center. And this is cut out from the 12 by 12 pad. I wanted to, because I used the kind of raspberry color on that center pennant, I wanted to make sure that I included elements that drew into that. So I'm gonna tuck this under my lace and lay that down. I fussy cut this teapot from the 4x6 image in the 12 by 12 cut apart page, and it just makes a really beautiful embellishment. I put foam tape behind it. This is going to go over here to the right so we can see our little teacups. And then I put double adhesive, foam adhesive on the outside edge of this one and single on the inside. So that goes right there like that. And that's all we're going to do there. The colors in this are just spectacular. I love how bright and springy this is looking. Okay, so now we're going to come down here. Whoops. Oh, I've got adhesive there. I'll fix that. All right. This is going to be our little shaker element. Here's our Rene Bouquets teapot that I altered with ink and mist. Here's our little frame that I've backed with acetate and a foam sheet. First, I'm going to glue down these pretty tulips. So that they show over here, kind of peeking out of the corner. Then I'm going to take my shaker elements, and this is an older shaker mix. Oops, I forgot my trick. Let me, I like to put a tape roll down. Because it keeps things from going all over my desk. I'm just going to reach in for one more pinch of those. This is called Rose Garden. These are Buttons Galore and More. This is older. A lot of my shaker elements are older because I bought a ton all at the same time. And it takes a while to use them up, actually, as it turns out. So I have lots and lots. They may still exist under a different name, but I'm sure you can find something beautiful at Buttons Galore and More. So I'm going to push those into the center. I've backed this with foam tape, just one layer. And this is going to go right here, just like that. All right. And then our teapot, I've put double foam tape in a couple of places, and I'm going to put some adhesive on the spout. And this is going to go right here like this. Isn't that pretty? And you can see those shaker elements back behind it. And then I have, let me make sure I'm, yeah, okay. Then again, I did the same thing with this title. This I fussy cut. You know, the flowers that I tucked behind the center panel, this was the sentiment up above that. And I just cut that out because I was like, that's perfect. So that's going to go, oops, move this over a little bit, just like this. Happy spring. Pretty, pretty. All right, let me get my next two pennants ready and we'll move to the next thing. All right, this is the pennant that's to the left of our shaker. And you can see how I die cut the little note card insert. This is going to glue down almost like a liner so that we can kind of just like this. Okay. And then I took this title piece from the die cut ephemera and I put a double layer of foam tape back behind it. And this is going to go right here, only straight. There we go. I took these two postage stamps from the 12 by 12 cut apart page. I put a piece of foam tape between them, and then I'm going to tuck these right down into here, just like that. All right. This is a beautiful vintage button that I've been saving. It's so gorgeous. It's like a shell button. It's really beautiful. I'm going to put this right here. Okay. And it's good to thread the buttons because the thread will help hold that glue because buttons are non-porous. And this little sticker from the sticker sheet is going to go right there. So that's that one. Then here's the companion down here. Same idea. I'm going to put this down. I'm going to put foam tape behind this and I'm going to tuck this teacup in the center. That's those two pennies. Down here on the right hand end, this is such a big banner, I have to keep pulling it in. This is Fussy Cut from the 12 by 12 cut apart page. Rather than cutting it as a rectangle, I went ahead and trimmed out the diagonal lines on the top. And this is going to go right here. Then I've got this sweet little Renee Bouquet teacup. That's going to go right here. And a little teaspoon that's going to rest like this. These are colored with the same inks, so very simple. And down on this end, it's the same thing. Bring this in, being very gentle here. Same thing, I'm going to put foam tape behind this. Our teacup's going to go right here. Our spoon will go right here, and that will be that banner. I've added my bow and flowers to this end, and I'll show you how to do it on the other end. You can see I tucked one of these little flowers underneath the handle of the spoon to kind of balance it out. And now I want to bring in some of these adorable, these are called Butterfly Kisses. They're so sweet. Or they might be Tiny Treasures. I'm not sure which, but I'll find them and I'll link to them. These are Renee Bouquets. I'm going to put one right here. And I'm going to put a larger one. These are really tiny and sweet. I'm just bending the wings and letting that hot glue hold them in place. Now, if you wanted to glitter these before you glued them down, you certainly could, but I thought they were really pretty just as they were. I'm going to pull this forward a little bit, get this glue web off. On this one, I'm going to use one of these larger Renee Bouquets butterflies right here. All right. Oops. Hold that in place. Yeah. And instead of this sticker, which I'll use another time, I'm going to take this sweet little flower and put that in the center. And these are just flowers I had in my stash. This is an old 49 in Market. You know, that's the thing. When you've been doing this as long as I have been, you have lots of stuff. And it's good to use it up. It always makes me happy. There, I wanted that to tip more like that. There we go. Pretty, pretty. Okay. That brings us to this one. And I want to do like a little floral cluster up here. I'm going to take a leaf and put it right here. And that just kind of balances that teapot, which is large. And that in the center. And let's do some of these bitty butterflies. Let's put one right here. And that brings us down to this end. So I'm going to take my ribbon, my dangle ribbon, fold it in half. I'm going to go about 1 inch from my pennant, and I'm going to pull these legs. Hold on, this works better if I put my magnets in place. Okay, and I'm going to pull the legs through the loop and bring it down, and see how pretty that hangs? All right, so here's our bow, and the tails go up. And then our baker's twine. Oops. These are old Petaloo flowers from when I was on their design team. And then these are Renee bouquets. I'm just kind of squinching this up to make it more like a rosebud. And I'm going to tuck it in right here. And then this flower makes me think of the flowers that are in the collection. I do the same thing. I just kind of squinch it up. Adhesive here. And this is going to tuck in right there. And that's our little bow cluster. So the only thing I have to do is add something in the grommet. And I'm going to steal an idea, borrow an idea from a gal. Her name is Jackie. She has a YouTube channel, and she made one of my banners for her office, and she did something really cool, and I'm going to try to duplicate it here. The last thing I want to show you is how I finished out these eyelets. I just think it turned out so cute. This is the idea I got from Jackie, to string ribbon through, and then I went ahead and tied a charm on with baker's twine and topped it with a bitty button. I have teacups on the square tags, and I have teapots on the little tags on the end. I just think this is the perfect finishing touch. I love how springy and fresh this banner feels. It's like just all the wonderful things we love about springtime, the colors, the images, the flowers, and I'm just tickled with the way this turned out. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If so, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will be back next week with our card of the month, and we'll be using Prima's The Home Baker once again. And who knows, I might even slip in a copycat with the remainder of this Graphic 45 paper. It's so pretty. I do love working with it. Thanks so much for joining me, friends. That's it for me, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. Go get your craft on. Bye.